Kevin, we got to say something first and foremost.
What do you have to say?
Well, a couple few days ago, we got an email.
You tell
me. We still haven't replied to this email, so I just want to say,
happened?
Jim, if you're listening,
Jim the magician.
we're gonna reply to you. I just want to say I'm bad at communication, and also Kevin's technically in charge of the email, so yell at him.
Odie who's in charge of that, actually.
Nope,
As
I'm in charge of everything
right now,
else.
because I am the captain, and I said Odie's in charge.
Nope.
100%.
I put a video up on our YouTube channel. That's what I'm in charge of. Kevin, I'm in charge of the video format.
You have more responsibilities now. Congratulations.
I don't want them.
That's
I
called
shut the door.
A promotion.
I don't. I refuse. I don't want to go up in the tax
Same
category.
title, new responsibilities.
Nope, I'm good.
We're taking a book
refuse.
out of corporate. We're taking a chapter out of corporate America's book. I'm going to give you a promotion in all but earnings.
Okay, you know what?
Because
I accept
you
your
currently
promotion.
Earn 0.
Does this come with more management? Because we're gonna have a mutiny.
I'm gonna manage the shit out of you.
We're gonna have a mutiny, and I'm gonna overthrow you.
No. I'm gonna manage you. You don't manage shit.
But yeah, Jim, we will reply to you.
Jim the magician.
Yes.
Jim offered. Does Jim know this is an audio format podcast?
I don't know. I mean, I would imagine.
Because close-up magic. In the email, it seems like Jim is offering us close-up magic.
It's like when you do visual bits, and I have to remind you.
Jim, we will bring you on, all right? But here's the thing. None of your strengths are at play here.
Well, he listed other things.
First off, we're doing this very far away. We're gonna invite you to a Zoom meeting, so already, you're just. This is an uphill battle for you, not for us. It's gonna be a great time for us.
Nothing changes for us.
And then, if you ask at any point, did you get that? I have to say no, because I'm not recording. Other than I'll say it's gonna be, it's gonna be, all right, guys, for my first trick, and then it's just
silence.
Oh,
nice. Yeah. I love magic, so I'd be into it.
What's he doing there? He's got a string. Okay. This is how I watch real magic shows too. I comment
you just like openly
every 10 seconds.
Well, I mean,
I get front row seats too, so I can just
openly commentate on everything. I've been with you in like the bagel shop before, and like you're openly commentating on like the stuff going on at the bagel shop. It's not just close-up magic, Kevin. It's everything. You're your own narrator.
To see me coming. It's just this fucking guy again. Odie, let's get into the podcast.
Okay.
All right, we've started. This is normally the part where someone does an intro. I think it might be me.
Welcome back to another episode of the UnPop Papaganza podcast. I am your Capitan and El Sintiente, Odie Matthews. With me, there with me, as always, is your swabbing the poop deck janitor.
What does sentiente mean?
I don't know. You say it every week.
I don't know. No. You think I'm saying sentiente?
I don't really pay attention when you talk in the beginning, if I'm being honest. I kind of zone out. I'm like, this is my 10 to 20 seconds of peace.
Kevin Miner, your Capitan.
Nope, I already said I was the captain.
Todo el siempre. No, I'm taking the steering. I'm taking the wheel back.
Someone's got to swoop the poop deck.
You know what?
Whoa.
Jim, we got a job for you.
Don't make him do it.
Come on. No. It's like an internship thing. You work your way up. Listen, this ship isn't shaped like a pyramid for nothing.
Wait, hold on. I knew something was off. My food kept rolling to one side.
You know how they say shit rolls downhill? That hill was modeled after the pyramids. Okay. Let's do some news. Okay. Odie, what's in the Wait, hold on. This week we're sponsored by limited edition cinnamon bun Oreos.
Oh, those are pretty good.
I am about to have one for the first time. All right.
I actually tried those. Those are pretty good. It's just like cinnamon Oreos, basically.
Hold on.
Yeah, good job. Breaking all the rules of podcasting, eating on mic.
Just do the news.
Our first bit of news is about your favorite actor and mine, the Dwayne, the Rock, the Johnson.
I feel like he would think that's a compliment.
Probably.
If you introduced him that way, he would be like, I just realized something.
Oh, yeah?
Hold on. I'm going to be so pissed. Hold on. Motherfucker. Pause the podcast. Just hit stop. Stop recording for a second. +150 episodes in, and every once in a while you forget to plug your mic in.
Yeah, but now
Just,
it's you with
you know.
audio issues. I'm fine with free and clear.
Just do the news.
Yeah, baby. It's the UnPop News coming at you fresh and hot from the command deck of the SS Marlon Brando. Let's see what this week had in store.
Dwayne Johnson is set to star in a movie called Freebird, spelled with a Y in bird, not in free.
Okay.
So
Is his name
Freebird's-
Bird?
It probably, because it centers around a Las Vegas motorcycle stuntman who conceals a dementia diagnosis from everyone, including his mechanic brother, as he risks everything for one last jump. And then it says the film examines and confronts the mind's vast mysteries and the beauty and power of asking for help before it's too late. The serious run of The Rock continues, Kevin.
This sounds bad.
Well, here's my question. Even if this
Yes.
is a period piece, like set in like the 70s or 80s or 90s or whatever,
Ask me the question.
do people still care about stuntmen? Like Evel Knievel, sure, but like this is like a fake stuntman. Like, do people care about these? Like Hot Rod's good because it's a comedy. Evel Knievel,
There's got to be an audience for this.
You think so? Like
there's
60-year-old
There's got to be an audience for this, Odie. I don't know who it is.
Is it you?
Maybe monster truck fans are big fans of stuntmen.
Okay.
Like maybe like a third of the audience that watched Nitro Circus when that was on.
Okay. I mean,
don't
that's
know.
something.
People who were Evel Knievel's biggest fans. I'm sure there's Evel Knievel Con. Somewhere where there's a lot of school buses. They probably will be excited about this.
The school bus joke took me a second. I was like, school buses? Oh.
I'm glad I
Delayed
can hit you with
reaction.
The little high. Here's what I'm coming in this week with Odie. I'm coming with a little highbrow, little lowbrow. Right? We know this. I'm intelligent, but I choose to be stupid. Wait.
Sure, Kevin. Sure, Kevin.
Okay.
Yeah, The Rock continuing. He's 54. He's
The Dwayne, The Rock, The Johnson.
the Johnson. He is the done with doing like the action comedies. Like, it breaks my heart, but we're probably not going to get a Red Notice 2 with Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot, which is really upsetting. We're probably, after his role in Jumanji 3, I think he's probably going to take I guess he's in Fast 11 too. But, that's the problem though, is like he and Vin Diesel are like in their 50s now. It's not as fun.
Yeah, you gotta. I mean, guys, come on. You gotta know when it's time to quit.
Yeah, at some point.
And listen, I'm sure at some point he'll lose a bunch of weight and do the David Goggins bio, and that'll be great because then he's close to the same age as David Goggins, and he'll be playing David Goggins, which will be amazing. Because no one will get that by him. But yeah, no, I'm cool, man. Like, listen, you either Jackass just released their final apparently ever. Like, even they know when to quit. Like, they're like, guys, this is the last one. Now, that being said, Johnny Knoxville very, very likely might get dementia, in which case we would get another Jackass film, which would seem to be a parody of the film that The Rock is doing now, and that would be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the new Jackass, though, it's a lot more like gross stuff. Like, they're not getting kicked in the balls and their head stomped in as much. You know?
I don't want to watch it then.
Well, yeah, it's more gross stuff than anything. But
they're more so like doing things with their balls rather than having things done to their balls.
Yeah, that's gross. You liked the Smashing Machine last year. I didn't love it as much. I don't think The Rock is the problem with that, though. So I mean, I think he can do a serious role. But the thing is, it's kind of funny because like so far his serious roles are teetering on his action roles. Like, he was a wrestler. Yeah. Right? But, like, he was, and then now he's, like, a stuntman action guy on his last leg. Like, he's still trying to stay in that action realm a little bit.
I mean, listen, this movie sounds similar to The Smashing Machine, right? In that, like, it's like, hey, here's the story of a guy who, like, might be too old for it now, but you're going to listen. Whatever, dude. Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I've loved anything The Rock has done. I mean, the Smashing Machine,
Moana.
like the closest I've
Moana,
come.
the new one, the live action with his hair. It's clearly a wig. You loved that one. You told me.
Sorry, I'm having a stroke. Hold on.
Okay, while you had that stroke, let's move on to the Digger trailer.
Yes, Alexander Iñárritu is back.
Director of Freebird, not Freebird, fucking
director of
Birdman.
Okay,
and
here, hold on. If Alexander Iñárritu did fucking that movie with The Rock, then I'd be like, I'm in. I don't even know what this is gonna be now.
Yeah.
Also, that would be very in line with him because, like, you know, Birdman was kind of about a guy who's aging out of an acting role and
Revenant,
used to be an action guy. The Revenant's about, Leonardo DiCaprio is aging out of the age in which he thought he might get an Oscar and really needed one.
Yeah. He finally got it because of The Revenant. Digger trailer, we got a couple teases. We got one that was like 30 seconds a couple months ago that wasn't much. It was just like the silhouette of a guy with a shovel. Then we got
were pure hype immediately.
I was like, I'm in. Like, well, this guy, I
You're
love
in.
Birdman.
You were like, title, Tom Cruise.
Sounded great.
I'm in.
And then
you're like, I love everything about this. 10 out of 10, no notes.
I saw the second trailer in front of, I think it was when I saw Supergirl. And it's just this, it's just that like 2.5 montage of Tom Cruise's clips from his movies. And like,
the retrospective trailer is what they titled that. Yeah.
He's got a great filmography, but I'm not going to lie. Ending that montage on like everything's been leading to this, and then the Digger teaser that we already saw kind of starts. I'm like, all right.
Do you think Tom Cruise bankrolled that?
I think so, and
I think so too.
He's
like, look at all the stuff I did, and now I'm gonna be Digger.
It kind of lowered my hype for this, but then this trailer got my hype right back up. This new trailer, this actual one.
In very much Alexander Iñárritu fashion, you are Flappy Birding it.
I'm all over the place. So the basic gist of this is Tom Cruise is taking his persona from Tropic Thunder. And basically, what if that guy was like a multi-trillionaire and was caused an issue with something with icebergs in the U.S. military and a very decrepit U.S. president played by John Goodman, and he has to save the day with his handy-dandy shovel. I'm so fucking in.
I'm into this movie specifically for John Goodman as the president, who looks like he has like a Mitch McConnell stroke moment. Also, I don't care if that joke's too soon. Actually, that joke's not too soon.
Not too soon?
But, like, in the trailer, he has this, like, he's, like, yelling about dropping a bomb or something, and then, like, literally pausing. They're like, what's wrong with him? And he's like, no, don't worry about it. He's good.
Yeah, John Goodman's great, and I like that he's kind of leaning more into his age as well, because I think that this is a great role for him. I mean, this whole
that's
thing.
funny because he's actually going to be in an upcoming biopic about an aging stuntman who competes against The Rock's.
That's crazy.
Dwayne Bird.
Dwayne Bird.
Directed by Alexander Nosferatu. And
I think you mean the Dwayne the Bird the Johnson.
And then they face off against each other, and Nicolas Cage is the judge.
The Face Off.
The face off.
This Digger trailer, yeah, I don't know.
It looks good.
I think this is everything. Like, we saw earlier this year, we got I Love Boosters, which is that weird, crazy, like, over-the-top, hyper-realistic world. I think
surrealistic, anti-capitalist film by Boots Riley.
Yeah. I think that this is very much in the same vein as that, and I love those types of movies.
You think it's a surrealistic, anti-capitalist film by Boots Riley?
I think it's a surrealist film in a, like, you know, a world that's not taking itself seriously, so you don't on the journey, you know?
That would be great. I hope Keke Palmer shows up. I love her. Great. What else you got for me? Because Digger looks fine. We're going to see it. It's Alexander Inarritu.
Kevin, free your willy.
Free it.
Free your willy.
It's already halfway there.
What if I told you that
It's a gross episode.
You are wearing a Speedo?
I am wearing. This is an audio format, Odie. You can tell people I'm wearing anything, and I could just say you're lying. Like that's. And then people don't even know who to believe.
But people know I don't lie on this. One of us always tells the truth, and one of us always lies, and I'm not the one that always lies. So,
I am the one that always lies.
In 1993, a little movie called Free Willy came out. What if I told you that Anthony and Joe Russo, who did Infinity War, Endgame, Civil War, The Gray Man, another movie about robots, and Mr. Peanut Head was there.
Another movie where Ben Affleck has a crazy mustache. Yeah, keep going.
And the new Doomsday and Secret Wars directors were producing.
Was that Ben Affleck? No, it was Chris Evans, right? It's Chris Evans with the mustache.
A Free Willy remake. Hold on one second.
Okay. That's twice now on the podcast we've had to hold on. Oh. Phone call.
I'm good, Jamie. How are you?
Should we have paused here?
Shit. I'm ready to record.
Oh, are you ready to clap again?
I'm ready to clap again.
3, 2, 1, harder this time. What were we talking about?
Freeing your willy, but we're done with that.
Yes, we're done. I'm still in a Speedo. I mean, I can neither confirm nor deny that I wear Speedos.
What I wanted to talk about next, Kevin, was a little segment that I happily named for your enjoyment.
Go ahead.
Now it's Noisy New Nolan Nation News. Silence, because you're so
sorry.
speechless.
I had a stroke again. What do you do? What are you talking about?
Now, Noisy New Nolan Nation News.
What does that mean?
Now, Noisy New Nation National Nolan News.
Right now.
We got some news about Christopher Nolan.
The quintuple N, if you may.
The quintuple in, as I like to call him.
If you would like to, if you fancy. All right.
The Odyssey is coming out this weekend.
Yay! It's coming out like tomorrow.
I think so. I think it's like Wednesday or Thursday.
But advanced screenings are happening as early as Tuesday.
Good for those people. I'm waiting till Thursday. So,
same.
He's come out in some press interviews and with questions, and there's been some backlash about the Odyssey casting and the way the armor looks and how they use modern dialogue.
What do you mean? Yeah.
And so I just kind of thought it was interesting because Christopher Nolan has famously said in an interview before that he doesn't have a phone, he stays off the internet, and he truly is the definition of a filmmaker who just makes whatever he wants and just doesn't care.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So when asked about this backlash, he says, quote from the Hollywood Reporter, that it comes with the territory. He said these conversations always happen before people see the film. They're always irrelevant because no one having them knows what the film actually is yet. Then he continued to say, I spent 10 years of my life dealing with Batman. When it came to Batman Begins, writers and artists had been working on this beloved character for almost 65 years, and a lot of frightened thoughts were out there about what he represents. And what I learned over time, what I learned over my time on that trilogy is you can't worry about any of all of that. What you have to do is honor the original text by interpreting it the strongest way you personally can. And I think that is exactly the kind of response to this backlash about like the accuracy of the historical accuracy of everything, and like casting the wrong color for this role. Like, who cares? Like,
anybody who complains about historical accuracy, I raise to you, do you think that all people in ancient civilizations just had British accents? Like,
for real,
how many films do we get like in a year, or like a yearly or bi-yearly basis, where like people are like, we're doing a period piece, so if we could get as many actors with British accents as possible, that would be great, because it sounds older to us. Like, the historical accuracy is out the fucking window, bro. Like,
it's the Odyssey.
Sorry.
It's not like,
it's a myth, man. It's not even fucking real. Historical accuracy about what? The sirens? The Cyclops? Fucking Poseidon having a stake in the like, what are you talking about?
I think that's hilarious, because the other bit,
the same people who complain about this, I bet you if you ask them, hey, did you like Percy Jackson, they'd be like, love it. You know, like,
probably,
like without question. And not that you shouldn't, like, but that's
I love
the reason.
Percy Jackson and like Jason and the Argonauts.
Percy Jackson isn't even a Greek name.
No, but it's about Greek stuff. Like, I
well,
love all the stuff around.
Okay, it's a metaphor for
myth.
Perseus. Okay,
yeah,
keep going.
Much. But Christopher Nolan also came out in the wake
Perseus
of
Jackson.
Jackson. But he came out in the wake of the success of Obsession and Backrooms, saying that young audiences have been rejecting and will continue to reject AI slop.
Yes.
And if I may read one more quote this episode.
Say it.
Nolan said, I think cinema is vital and essential and continues to transform itself. We've all got these great new young voices in movies, making the medium their own and moving it forward. And I think acknowledging...
You know what?
What? Yes? Oh.
You did it. You did it, Chris. You said it, man.
You said it, man.
We were thinking it, and you said it.
But, like, it is nice to see a director...
I'm just Shia LaBeoufing it. Like, sorry.
It's nice to see a director of this caliber, though, like, acknowledge the young... Because, like, I don't, and maybe because the way that information is shared and social media has developed over the years, that, you know, back 20 years ago, you wouldn't know if a director was talking about an upcoming director, you know, when names were coming up. But it feels like almost new. I don't know if that's the right word.
What do you mean?
Because Steven Spielberg also came out and was like, oh yeah, Obsession was great. Like, we're getting a generation of like great, phenomenal, well-known names in Hollywood that have been directing movies for decades, supporting this new generation, this new voice of directors that are up and coming, like Markiplier and Curry Barker and so forth.
Well, this is what this is going to be marked as a landmark year for Gen Z filmmakers, and specifically independent filmmakers that came out of YouTube. Like, people, the director for Backrooms, actually, part of the reason he got that gig at all was because he was already making short films about Backrooms.
We talked about it.
Like, he was, and like, he taught himself how to make those, you know,
how to
like
use Blender.
and that's very, it almost directly parallels the stories that you hear about young Steven Spielberg just getting a camera and filming, you know, and like, very famously, he often will make the remark, like, just go film, you know, and like, it really is that simple. And it seems like over the years, sometimes we go through this cycle where breaking into the industry gets obfuscated by time and trends and all of the dialogue associated with the industry in that current epoch. And then inevitably we come back around to these people who are just passionate, making things, just filming things, you know?
Yeah, making things they actually want, like they care about. And I think we talked about this maybe last week or the week before. Curry Barker said in an interview that he thought people were like Gen Z and stuff was coming to the theater for new stuff, and then he corrected himself and he was like just good stuff, you know, like even if it's a Star Wars movie, you know, show us a Star Wars movie that's not set somewhere between episode 1 and episode 9. Like there's 25,000 years. No, I said that.
I thought you were still quoting.
my point is,
I was like, wow, Curry Barker sounds a lot like you, Odie.
I know there's a lot of discourse around the DCEU, but one thing that I think will be telling in this is how Clayface does, taking a horror prop, like making a horror movie out of a comic book character. They tried with like. You could make an argument for like Morbius or something, but like this is the first one that feels like a true.
No, you know what? I'm gonna stop you right there. You couldn't.
Okay, good. You stop him at the door.
You couldn't do that.
Don't let him on the ship.
Nope.
So I think if this is the first like real horror comic book movie, and we've seen comic book movies and TV shows like explore other genres, like Spider Noir is a great example, and so I think. Old IPs
also coming out this year, like
and it was great,
you know.
But like IPs that are well known,
Captain America, The Winter Soldier is an espionage film. Like we know these things, yeah.
And like I think some IPs can create, like they can bring the right creators on board to make something that people are interested in because it's new and fresh in that world. But coming back and doing a season for every Harry Potter book, you know, is not. It's gonna wear people out. You know,
so I don't know. I don't know.
We'll see.
We might see.
We have a lot of tells this year.
Listen, depending on how it's handled, we might see a resurgence of like Harry Potter with like a new fan base that's like, oh no, F the author. We like this is ours now. You know?
Yeah. I mean,
there is the chance for that. I'm not saying it's likely or anything, but I'm saying like it could happen.
I think this year is full of things that will be telling moving forward. I think Clayface as a horror comic book movie. I think something like Avengers going up against something like Dune 3 on the same day of release will tell if people are really into comic book movies still on the level of Avengers. And I think
you know,
the
there
Harry
were
Potter
Dune
show,
comic books, so there's an argument to be made.
Yeah, but I think the Harry Potter show will tell if people want to see Harry Potter retold, or if they just want to revisit their movies from, you know, their childhood that they love, or
you know,
whatever.
a couple years ago, we were talking about how there were all these boardroom meetings, like behind closed doors, and essentially everybody kind of came out and said the same thing. They said, big franchises forever. And then one by one, we've watched so many of those just fail.
Dwindle.
Right? Like literally just fall flat. And I'd hate to admit it. This is going to be really hard for me. Play some Enya music, future Kev. Sadly, The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, R.I.P. I don't even know if it's still running. It might have another season. I think it is. It's bad. But that failed, and that was I like parts of it. I love parts of it. Actually, I'll say. However, as it would turn out, big franchises forever was a move that was agreed upon, maybe not by the current generation of cinema goers. So, of which I should also say I am only part of. Like the next wave of people who are going to come in and love cinema and be like cinephiles are genuinely like, I became a cinephile in my 20s. I am not in my 20s. The next generation of cinephiles is here. They're coming in. They are in their 20s. It's not me, man.
It's me. I'm 21.
You don't have to make anything for me. If I keep going to the movies and I'm like, oh, I don't like this, I don't identify with it, that's fine.
You stop going.
I know. I don't. I never stop.
You're not allowed.
Never stop. Never stopping. But there you have this swath of people. The other thing is, like, as we're moving forward, the independent movement of these filmmakers and the sheer like volume of hype that they had behind them for their first creations after coming out of years of buildup in that other space that was more, I would say, a DIY space is huge. Because I guess the thing that's different now is that the DIY space is YouTube.
And that's shared with everybody. You're not DIYing for your friends in your backyard anymore. You're DIYing and uploading. And then everybody can see it. So there's almost like a peer-reviewed vetting process before you even get to your first major feature, you know?
Yeah, makes it easy for studios to place bets on what directors will work and which ones won't. And speaking of things that will work and what won't, which movie? Which movie? Because they both don't work, in my opinion. So.
Well, first off, we got to pay some respects, Odie, because I woke up this morning.
I pushed this out of my brain.
And I saw that a very famous actor had passed. And I was on the toilet, and I almost texted you immediately. Because you know how you get on the toilet and you scroll your news feed.
That would have been like 3 a.m. for me.
Exactly. So I didn't text you because, yes, it would have been – no, actually it would have been 2:30.
That would have sucked if that would have woken me up.
Like imagine you just
Ding.
get a text. You just get a text.
Kevin.
Kevin
and Sam Neill died?
Kevin's texting you to let you know that Dr. Alan Grant has passed.
Yeah. Look, Sam Neill passed at 78, and what is so heartbreaking about this is we knew a few years ago that he was fighting cancer, but we found out a couple years ago, maybe it was like a year ago, that he was cancer-free, and whether that was actually the case or not, unfortunately.
Can I give you the good news on this?
Please.
That T-Rex is never going to be able to see him.
We're never going to get a good Jurassic Park sequel. Damn it. It's done forever.
His
last movie was fighting locusts. That sucks.
Sam Neill was in the last one I saw, right? Right? Wasn't there? He was in the one with, because didn't they bring them all back? They had
for the third one, but then the Rebirth with Scarlett Johansson didn't bring any of them back.
Oh, there was
brand new.
I forgot there was another
but you
one.
didn't see
I
Rebirth,
pushed
so
that
what do you
out of
know?
my brain. I pushed that out of my brain. You know what? We don't need another Jurassic Park movie.
No, we don't.
But he did. My response whenever an actor lives this long. Anyway, he was 78, right?
78.
Like when you live that long and you've had a great career, because like look at it, your career timeline is like anywhere from like 20 to 40 years, depending on how much you love it and what you're doing. So like if you've had a really good career, you've lived a really good life, and people have fond memories of the characters that you played, congrats, man, you did a great job. Yeah, and that's it. That's all I have to yeah, different people are going to feel sad or mourn in different ways over this. For me, I genuinely, like, when an actor dies and I'm like, oh, they're, like, close to 80 or around 80 or over 80.
Yeah, good innings.
I'm like, wow, you did a great job, and, like, look at this cool stuff you did. I'm not going to lie, I'll probably watch Jurassic Park sometime in the next month and go, wow, that guy really did a great job.
Well, one of his last movies coming out next year is Kong x Godzilla Supernova. One of the last ones in the American Godzilla ones.
You know what? Let's just do a moment of silence, okay? How about we forget that you said that, and we'll just do a moment of silence for Alan Grant.
It's not silence.
No, that's the music that you have to play. You be
you
quiet.
Don't play
I'm
that here. You put that in post.
No, I said let's honor him.
But
I'm
silence is silence.
Him. You do.
You can't say let's have a moment of silence and then start doing mouth noises.
A moment of silence.
You're ruining it. You know what else is ruined?
How
Kevin?
was Moana?
I was gonna say, you know what else is ruined?
Odie Matthews at the movies.
Sure.
Odie Matthews at the movies.
Is Odie Matthews at the movies ruined?
It's ruined. Ruined.
Great. Odie, you saw your favorite movie ever. Wait, third favorite movie ever. Again. This week.
I did.
But it wasn't your third favorite movie ever. It was the new version of your third favorite movie ever.
No, I still saw the animated
And The
one.
Rock posted this week on social media that he was so excited you were going to see it.
Well, as the number one Moana fan, but also I did watch the animated one right after I watched the live action one because I was like, something's off. Look,
okay.
I don't have a ton to say about the Moana live action except for it's made.
You're
like,
welcome.
No, stop it. This is my time.
You were setting up that joke
here.
so perfectly. You're like, I don't have a ton to say, but like, okay. Keep going.
It's gonna make like around high 40s made around high 40s in box office. Why am I guesstimating? I have the article right here.
High 40s. That's 40 times the budget of Obsession.
It made $43 million in America with a global bringing of 52 for a total of $95 million. This thing cost $250 million.
And that was for the animated chicken alone.
And to get Alan Tudyk back because he went to Juilliard.
And to get Alan Tudyk back.
It's going to lose around 100 to 150 million is what it looks like because the
Wait,
drop
who's
off.
Alan Tudyk?
He's Hei-Hei.
Shut
the chicken.
up.
No, I'm not going to shut
I
up. It's
forgot
my
about
time
that.
right now.
All right, keep going.
But yeah, it's going to lose around 100, 150 million because they are expecting the Odyssey to just kind of like come in and dominate whatever's still hanging on.
It's going to come in and
box
stomp
office.
on the box office like a giant cyclops.
Like Supergirl will finally get all the way stomped out. Toy Story 5, Disclosure Day. They're
Toy
thinking
Story
all of
5's
it.
not out yet?
It's still going.
Disclosure Day is still in theaters?
Still going. You know what's funny is
It's a wild run.
apparently Supergirl's going to be on streaming like the first part of August. So
Well, that tracks. It probably had a severe
think it'll do
dip
well.
in the box office. I think it is doing well, I think, actually, though.
well, it's not doing well, but I think the
Oh.
people that didn't go out to see Supergirl in theaters that are curious about it will see it
Yeah.
on streaming and it'll get good streaming numbers.
Maybe.
That's what my hope is. But what were we talking about? Oh, Moana.
Yes.
Look, so one of the reasons this got made is The Rock came out and said that in the animated version, you feel the culture, but in the live action, you get to live it. And listen, I'm not saying whether that's a good reason or not, because that's not my place. All I'm going to say is that for like half of that budget and then half of that budget and then probably half of that budget, you can make a new movie telling a new story to celebrate your culture in a new way instead of taking Moana and making it worse. Because this isn't as terrible as I think some people are making it out to be. Like it's not bad. It's definitely better than some of the live action remakes. It's better than Snow White for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it just feels so incredibly pointless because we just got Moana 2 not even a year ago, and it hasn't even been a full 10 years since Moana 1 came out. And I just feel like doing the live action now, there's just things about it that just feel off. Like The Rock is famously a bald person, but then they put this really noticeable wig on him. You know, like they say it's live action, but you see the green screen and like the CGI of like the water and the storms and the backgrounds. Like it doesn't look like, I know it was shot on location, but half the time it doesn't look like that. It looks like it was filmed in a fish tank or on like the volume.
They did their typical Disney sterilization of the screen. Yeah.
And I think the most disappointing part is the changes that they've added do make the story worse. They, in the intro, and I'm not exaggerating when I say Moana is my third favorite movie. My three favorite movies are tattooed on my body. Moana is the third one on that list. In the intro,
wait, what's number one?
North by Northwest.
Why do I forget? Yeah. Okay, keep going.
But yeah, so in the intro, in the animated version, they keep a lot of the a lot of the details about Taka, the fire demon, like a secret. But in this live action one, they basically just show you the island of Tafiti. Spoiler alert for Moana if you haven't seen it. But they basically show you the island of Tafiti getting up and turning into the lava demon in the intro to the live action one. Something that's supposed to be a reveal in the movie when Moana realizes what she needs to do to return the heart, and it's not fight a lava demon. It's anyways. So like I think that ruins it. They also skip a really fun moment when Moana first arrives in the monster realm to find Tamatoa. They like skip her meeting all the crazy monsters and just like jump straight to Tamatoa, which I think is kind of like loses some of the impact of the realm that he's in.
Which is played by Jerome of
Men in Black 3 fame. Yeah.
No, the Concords. Flight of the Concords.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to pick a really bad movie he was in.
He's not in Men in Black 3. He's in Men in
he plays
Black
the villain.
4.
He's in 3. He plays Boris. Back in
Weird.
time. Anyways, I hate that I know that about Men in Black 3, but
I'm glad you know that. That's so great.
And then the other issue that I kind of have with it is they've added more jokes and references, which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, but the problem with it is 90% of them went to The Rock, and some of the references.
How did I know you were going to say that?
Of course. Of course.
You know, here's what happened. He showed up every day with, hello, director. I have
I want
rewrites.
more jokes.
I have
More
rewrites.
jokes.
You know what? I was up late in my trailer last night thinking about this, and here's a list of 50 jokes. I want 5 of them in the movie by end of day.
Honestly, it does have that feeling of like he went to the writers and was like, hey, I wasn't funny enough in the first one. Give me more things to be funny.
Yeah.
But the jokes and the references that they've added kind of have the Shrek effect. And I don't know if you're familiar with that, but
yeah.
like they reference things that wouldn't be in that world, and how would
like
they
takes
be?
you out of the world.
And,
yeah,
it completely takes you out, and I don't love that. And
He's
it's
like,
really telling.
the ship gets jammed up, and he's like, "What's up with this bumper to bumper traffic?"
Oh, it's kind of like, and it's telling to me that my favorite inclusions were with Hei-Hei, the chicken who doesn't fucking speak. Because
Knew that.
There's a new moment where Maui turns into a giant hawk and lets Hei-Hei fly, and Hei-Hei like smiles with his tongue out, and like it's like a 5-second scene, but like I like that.
Hei-Hei is the MVP of Moana.
Hei-Hei also gets to save the heart of Tafiti in an extra moment where he like rescues it from falling off the boat in the final battle.
Hei-Hei
He's
is
the best.
the MVP of Moana. Yes.
Yeah, so like I don't know. I get that some people might take their kids to this and their kids are going to love it, and that's great. That's kind of what it's for. But I would honestly say if you want your kids to really get the story of Moana, just show them the animated one. Like
If this is your kid's first introduction to Moana, you're doing it wrong, man. That
Yeah,
would just be like taking them to live action Lilo and Stitch
oh yeah.
first.
But now it's one thing,
you know?
and obviously I don't have a kid, but like if you show them animated Moana and they're like, wow, I love that, I want to go see live action, then like, yeah, go take them to see live action. Like, it doesn't matter. But for first introductions, it should definitely be the in this case, that version, the animated version, the good version.
The one you like.
The one I like.
Yeah.
The one that everybody likes. Everybody that likes Moana
Yeah, I
pretty much
remember.
agrees on this. Like,
I know.
This isn't a bad telling of Moana. It's just, it feels so pointless and so unnecessary that, like,
Yep.
why would I bother watching it?
Yep. I watched it, and then I texted you and said, hey, that was okay.
You watched it?
Yeah, remember? I watched Moana, and I texted you, and I was like, hey, that was okay.
I think you watched the new one, and I was like,
No. I
What?
watched the old one because it's one of your favorite movies ever.
I-
Otherwise, I wouldn't have watched it.
it's just a really good movie, man.
Buddy, let me tell you, man, I got cast in Frozen this week. I've still never seen Frozen.
Different movie. But yeah. Different
I don't like
movie.
Disney movies. Like there has to be a good reason for me to see it. You know, like
I
I'm not
agree.
just gonna go sit in a theater full of kids and watch Super Mario Galaxy by myself again.
That'd be weird. And then talk about it with another grown adult.
It
That'd
would
be
be
weird.
so weird.
That'd be so weird. You should burn me alive.
Odie, we watched Evil Dead Burn this week. And
yep.
if you're listening to this podcast and you're like, hey, this has kind of been a bumpy year for movies, strap in more than you already have because it's continuing to be bumpy. Evil Dead Burn is I think we can now
Seventh?
say sequel to Evil Dead Rise. It is the 7th property in the Evil Dead franchise, the
With the
6th
TV show.
movie.
Right.
Yes. So because I'm not coming on here to sing the praises of yet another horror movie this year because this actually is, you know what? Let's just get this out of the way. Odie, garbage, bad, fun, good, or great?
It's bad.
It's bad. It's the first bad horror movie of the year that I've seen.
It's my second.
Second bad horror movie?
Yeah, I saw one called at the very beginning of the year. I never talked about it on the podcast called We Bury the Dead with Daisy Ridley.
Oh, yeah.
It
Yeah.
was.
I've seen that on streaming. Like, I haven't seen it, but I've seen, like, the...
It
It's
was
bad.
not good. It
Cool,
was worse
so-
than this.
Yeah, so this is the first bad horror movie I've seen all year. Up to this point, bangers, right? It's been
Yeah,
great.
oh, a lot of
yeah,
bangers.
a lot of bangers, and the 3 biggest ones directed by independent YouTubers who we talked about for like 15 minutes earlier. So, so because there's not that much great to say about it, let's give you a primer on why you don't need to go see this Evil Dead and talk about the other ones. So 1982, It's the beginning of what I would call the classic era of horror films. A lot of our favorite horror films that like we point back in time to and say this helped pave the way came out in the late 70s, early 80s, and this is one of them. Evil Dead leans into a lot of what we would consider today horror tropes, but back in the day was just considered a setup. It was just a setup. It wasn't necessarily a trope. It was a setup.
To Hollywood.
And horror was still a budding genre. So Sam Raimi comes in. He's got this idea. These kids are going on a vacation, seemingly to an idyllic cabin in the woods. Turns out it's not idyllic. They actually use the Necronomicon, or a Sumerian version of the text, and a recording of an archaeologist to summon a deadite. What's a deadite? Well, a deadite is not necessarily a ghost that possesses you or a demon that possesses you or a zombie. It's some weird combination of the three that has absolutely no regard for humans or humanity.
It's a hive
and will
mind,
oftentimes...
right?
And kind of. It will oftentimes, it's like an Us, it's like a We Are Legion type demon thing, but that's why I'm saying it's not a demon, it's not a ghost, it's not a zombie, but somehow it's all three. And it will use your loved ones and possess them and take control of them and fuck you up. And it will use their voices and their face, and it has no regard for humanity or how fragile the human body is, because it's an ethereal entity from another dimension or space. The deadite fucks everybody up. The lone survivor is Ash, played by Bruce Campbell, who doesn't revise this role until 1986. 1987, almost 6 years later. So 1987, we get the second Evil Dead movie called Ash versus Evil Dead.
No, that's the TV show.
No, that's the TV show.
It's Evil Dead 2.
Evil Dead 2. Yeah, never mind. We get
I was
the
like,
second
what are you talking about?
Evil Dead movie. Sorry, I'm messing myself up. We get the second Evil Dead movie. This time, Ash is going on vacation with Linda. Linda is his soon-to-be wife or wife, I forget, doesn't matter. Turns out more Deadites show up. Shit's all fucked up. And he's got to kill Linda. It's real crazy. But there's a little bit of comedy to this one. The second one almost is a parody of the first. It kind of points back at like what then were considered tropes and makes fun of them a little bit. So it's a little bit fun, a little bit horror still. Still some really good jump scares. Still some really good gory and horrific parts. But ultimately, there's a little more comedy to it. Almost 6 years after that. So 666, funny. But... 1992, we get Army of Darkness. Now, this movie is fucking weird. What?
These movies are all 5 years apart.
Oh, okay. No, it's not. It's 1982.
1987. 5 years.
1992.
5 years.
6 years apart. I kept saying almost 6. Almost 6 years apart. Listen, 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 6. Okay,
it's 5.
Shut up.
Almost 6, but it's 5. Anyway,
Shut
going.
the fuck
at
up.
92.
Army of Darkness comes out. I can't count. Comes out. It's very weird, but it's where we get the classic line, "This is my boomstick." Ash, for reasons that will remain unknown and directly related to whatever the plot of this movie is, gets sucked back into medieval times and King Arthur's court and must fight the evil dead and the Necronomicon in order to get back home to the present. A little bit of a Back to the Future meets Evil Dead in a way.
Kinda.
Yeah. But this movie, honestly, of any of like the original three, like if you're a big horror buff, go ahead and watch the first two. If you just love a wacky, zany movie, fucking watch it. It's not even that horror driven. Like he shoots a deadite who literally does a double backflip into the well in like the court, you know. And also the first thing that I thought even as a kid is I'm like, isn't that their drinking water? Like anyway,
not anymore.
So, yeah. But there's there's a bunch of crazy, funny scenes. Like there's more magic stuff like that. It's just like it's part fantasy movie. Then there's no more Evil Dead because that
not till 2013.
2013. Almost 6 years later, 2013.
Nope.
we
Well, wait,
get-
no, you're right. You're right. Almost 6 years later. You're right.
Almost 6 years later in 2013, we get a soft reboot of Evil Dead. Now, this got announced in the early 2000s. So, like, I want to say around like 2008, 2009 time they were talking about it. There were like kind of rumors about it coming out. 2013, we finally get it. This is my favorite Evil Dead movie. If you see any
Interesting.
Evil Dead movie, see this one. This reboot was amazing, and it was different enough from the original, but still paid tribute to like the skeleton of the original, enough that like you're like, oh yeah, this is very clearly an Evil Dead movie. There's very clearly Deadites. It's the same setup. They're going to a cabin in the woods. A little bit different this time. We've got a little bit of extra messaging. They're kind of playing into a family dynamic with these like two sisters, and then. That did very well, and so from that, there was an interest in Evil Dead and Ash vs. Evil Dead, the TV show, which is part comedy, part horror, part
It's a good
like,
show.
adventure show. It is a good show, especially the whole first season. Comes out in 2018.
But I think I'm pretty sure all 7 of the properties are all in the same universe.
Yes. Yes. Except Bruce Campbell doesn't show up in all 7 of them. But
No.
he's
But
in
they
4
are
of
the
the
same
7. So
universe.
good job. Yeah. But we get Ash versus Evil Dead, which is more about like an apocalyptic version of this, where like the apocalypse is coming. Ash has got to stop it. He's kind of the chosen one. Doesn't really want to be. He's like pretty much washed up at this point. He's like a janitor at a store.
So
and then
good.
has to start killing. But what I will say about Ash versus Evil Dead is I think that was like the perfect zombie TV show, because the Deadites, actually it's the perfect horror comedy TV show.
I agree. Yeah.
Because like the Deadites very often are like someone's police partner or like an old grandma. It's usually a lot of times they're inhabiting something that's inherently funny to see become a Deadite, and then it's scary anyway, and there's actual stakes because you don't know who the fuck's going to die at any point. But that ran for 3 seasons. It slowly lost steam over
Never
time.
got to finish.
Honestly,
It ends in like a Mad Max post-apocalyptic wasteland.
yeah, it really should have been like a mini series more than a TV show,
Like
but they
2
had big
seasons.
aspirations. Yeah, two season miniseries would have been amazing. Part 1, Part 2, right?
My
Get
Jam
it
only
over.
has 2 seasons.
Yep. The
Little
second
sizzle.
one was actually promoted with the Ash for President marketing platform because it came out in 2020, I think. But then in 2023 we get what I would say probably the most recognized version of Evil Dead in the 21st century, and that is Evil Dead Rise. This film did very well in the box office. It did very well on streaming. People at this point, it had a cult following. There also were new people going to see it. The title is like just different enough that like I think people who hadn't even seen the original reboot of Evil Dead probably went out to go see it.
And you don't even need to.
And this one really leans into having a family dynamic and getting you emotionally attached to some of the characters in it, and I would say is actually the most tragic of any of the Evil Dead films. Like, you genuinely, at certain points, just feel bad for everybody.
Yeah, it's
Would you
funny
agree?
because the only Evil Dead movie I haven't seen is the 2013 reboot.
It's my favorite. I highly recommend. It's like absolutely amazing. I couldn't recommend it. It very much has the Alien 4th act in it, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, so Evil Dead Rise. The cool thing that Evil Dead Rise does is it shows
Rises.
you a scene in the very beginning that seems very separate from what the rest of the movie is, and then there's a nice little twist to tie everything together. Then we got this movie. Almost 6 years later, we get in 2026, we get Evil Dead Burn. Now, we've already told you, it's bad. Sam Raimi and the main producer for these movies, brought on a French director who just got done directing a hit French film infested about giant spiders.
And I'm not going to watch that.
Me neither.
I don't like spiders.
I don't think this film is bad because it has a French director. I do think this director made a lot of really interesting and bad choices. And before we get into that, I want to make sure that we give the movie praise where it's due. There are some amazing shots in this movie.
And stunts too.
Really great, amazing shots and stunts.
A good oneer. That was the trailer.
Yep. Even the beginning of this, where the movie starts, that whole... I said to you on the phone, this movie is what I would actually call a turd sandwich, because the very beginning and most of the end are, phenomenal. Like the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes are great. Everything in the middle, I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this. This kind of tastes a little off. So
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. However, I will say there's some amazing cinematography in this. I don't know that I was paying attention to any sort of music, score.
The performances, though.
The performances
everybody's really
were
good in this.
Yeah, you know, it's really funny. This is not a great movie, but I would say all the actors are 100% in.
The actors and the way it looks,
everyone's committed,
and the ideas for an Evil Dead movie are all here, but there's a lot in it that I think my reasons for disliking it are going to be different than yours, but that's good because then depending on who's listening, they get two different viewpoints of why we didn't like it.
Yeah, full spoilers here. So I think the director was trying to do too much. I think he was trying to include some of the comedy from Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, like a little bit of that zaniness that's in it, right? But at the same time present a horror film akin to Evil Dead and Evil Dead Rise. Evil Dead and Evil Dead Rise don't have a lot of comedy in them. Period.
No, but there's
Evil Dead Rise actually has less comedy than Evil Dead.
I would say, but Evil Dead Rise, and I haven't seen the 2013 one, but Evil Dead Rise and the first three, there's something to the Deadites that felt more consistent until this movie on how they act. Yeah. I don't know if that's the right way to say that, but you've seen 2013, but there feels like the 2013 and the Evil Dead Rise ones feel different than these in terms of how they act and behave.
Always want something. They want the Necronomicon. They want to take over the world. They want
a shitty dagger.
Want. And then in this movie, they want the Kandarian dagger, which is Candaria is this make-believe demonic place. It's it was fashioned to kill them by the Circle of Wise Men. Whatever, doesn't matter. It's all bad, just kind of shoehorned plot for the sake of having a shoehorned plot. I'll speed run the plot real quick. Should I just speed run the plot?
Please do.
Okay,
and
cool.
then we'll talk about what we like. Do you have anything else that you liked? Anything else?
Yeah. I would say some of the shots in the final sequence are just amazing. Like the shot where she runs out onto the road and you get nothing but the red light. I was like, oh, that's perfect. That reminded me of the old posters that you would see for Evil Dead. Yeah, that's really good. Some of the close up shots of the action are really good.
I like the one take in the kitchen. I really like the way that's shot and framed and unfolds.
That was
really
really well done. And the grandma is fucking hilarious. She actually is funny. The comic relief parts with her in the middle of but the problem is where they put the comic relief, because they don't ever stop it. It just kind of comes in randomly throughout the entire thing.
Maybe that's why
I
it
would
felt
say
off.
She was great and funny. Because it feels off because normally in a horror movie you have comedy up to a point, right? And then maybe, because what does comedy do? A punchline relieves the tension, right? Which is why a lot of times you get a fake out jump scare that ends up being a funny moment, right? Because it makes you giggle, makes you laugh. And that usually happens right before the jump scare. There's actually a science to structuring these things. But when you are watching a movie like Evil Dead Burn and the grandma gets fastened into her little escalator chair during a scene where people are actually dying, it just lowers the impact
Yeah.
of the people actually dying in the scene. You know, she's just going up the stairs. It's like, okay, cool. Well, apparently not everyone's in danger, so now I'm not as invested in the danger and the horror element. Which does actually happen.
I would say speed run the plot because I
Also, is
I
she
don't
racist?
have.
Is she
Maybe.
racist? Is that why she calls the Asian girl a thief? Because she only calls her a thief.
Probably.
They don't like come out and say it, but I was like, wait, is this like a racist joke? Like when the joke hit, the way that they filmed it made it seem like that's what they were implying with the structure of the scene. And I was like, are you doing a racist joke? Like, just say it. Just, you know? But yeah, so speed run the plot. There's some people and they're out in the woods, and wouldn't you know it, they're by a lake, and sometimes lakes are bad in Evil Dead movies, and then bad things start happening to them and they both die. And then there's a creepy lady standing on the side of the road, but hold on, we're going to go over to a club where a brother is having a birthday, where his brother who owns the club very obviously doesn't understand him because he owns a club and has a ton of money and just bought him a stupid pen. But then he bought him a pen as a passive-aggressive attempt to tell him that he needs to do something with his life because, boy, is that guy he's kind of a schmuck. And you'll find out later just how much of a schmuck he is. Multiple times. We're never going to forget how much of a schmuck he is. But then it turns out that rich brother's girlfriend kind of maybe had a thing for him. And, like, are they flirting? We don't know. Does it matter? Not really. It never really comes back like that. And then his Asian girlfriend is there who the grandma hates and thinks is a thief, apparently, or something. And then the rich brother, he's an abusive guy. Turns out he's not a nice guy, and that's pretty much implied from the get-go. And they have a fight, and he drives off drunk, and nobody stops him from getting in the car, and that'll become an important thing later, even though it's not that important now. Yeah. And so he drives off in the car, and then that creepy dead girl steps into the middle of the road. Turns out it was a deadite, and then his car bursts into flames, and she's like, "Lead us to your family." And it's like, why didn't you just walk there, bitch? Like, straight up, first question of the movie that popped in my head. I'm like, you could have walked, it seems like, because he hasn't been driving that far, right?
Like, were you on your way and you were like, oh, they came to me? Like,
you're a deadite. Why did you wait for him to be driving? Did you know he was going to that gave me questions that I shouldn't have in an Evil Dead movie. Then we fast forward. How much time? We don't know. Could be 2 days, could be a week, could be a month. But there's construction for some reason, and the brother is getting buried. But there's construction for no. Why is there construction? Will it come back later? Not really. But it's in this, and it's a joke. And then the brother is going to get cremated, and the dad's like, well, why don't you let me see him one more time? And then they're like, I don't think you should do that. And he's like, you're going to fucking let me see him one more time because I'm angry Bill Burr. And they do. And then the son comes out of the casket and is like, I'm fucking alive. I'm a burnt-up deadite now, and you're going to be a deadite. And then the dad goes with everybody to the house, and it's bad. The movie's bad. And then all the Deadite stuff happens for the rest of the movie in Evil Dead fashion, but not as good as it's ever been before.
And then we get like a Marvel post-credit scene.
Yeah, you want to run the post-credit scene? Because I didn't even stay for it.
The mom that got her head chopped off and kicked into a wood chipper in Evil Dead Rise plays peekaboo with a kid in a mirror. And then when the kid turns around, she's standing there. And she snaps the kid's neck, and then that's it.
Oh, because Evil Dead Rise is still alive.
I guess getting your head chopped off and kicked into a wood chipper, you're good as new, baby.
Her head's fine now.
Yep.
I hate this movie.
If
I had stayed for that, I think I genuinely would have been like, this movie is actually garbage. And because of that post-credits... Is it the mom?
Anyway, let me make sure. I haven't seen the movie in a while.
Did she get her head kicked into a wood chipper? Anyway, yeah, this movie's bad. There's not much else to say about it. Why did you not like it, Odie?
Ellie, right? That was the mom from the first one?
I think so. I don't care. I'm not gonna watch this movie again. And if they continue with this franchise and they don't make a statement about like how they recognize this movie wasn't that great and the next one will be better, then I probably won't see the next one. You know how I am with properties. I will just drop a property. if it's not good. I'll be
yeah,
in the
it's-
middle
yeah,
of
it's
a
her.
book and drop it. Okay.
It's the mom. I'm
With
pretty
her
sure
head
didn't she get
out
her
of
head
the-
she got her head chopped off.
I don't care. Doesn't matter.
Here's why I didn't like it.
Okay.
There's a lot of reasons, but
Yeah.
one technical reason from a filmmaking perspective that kind of was not my favorite.
Go ahead.
They like to linger on things that somebody's going to use as a weapon. There's a lot
Later.
of yeah,
A lot
there's
of
like
telegraphing.
yeah, a lot of like, look at this thing. Oh, now that thing's being used. And
Oh, hey,
look,
we
I get
zoomed in on his pocket.
what's in his
Is that
pocket?
the Kandarian dagger?
Probably. It's a
Probably.
fucking weird looking dagger. But also,
Yep.
there's just like little things about the way that these people act that I think are meant to be portrayed as them being like a terrible family, but it just comes across as like bad writing. Like
Yeah.
the dad, I think it was like the dad or the grandma or someone's like, why'd you let the house fall apart? That house is like 1,000,000 years old. What do you mean? Like it's been falling apart. That didn't happen in the last 5 years.
Yeah, there are some lines that are like, I'm like, well, how long has he had that? You know, like it makes me ask questions because they didn't
that's the
set
thing.
up some of the things. They're like, why'd you let the house fall apart? I'm like, how long has he
And-
had the house?
I know that the family's supposed to be like assholes, but like the fact that they blame their son's wife for him going out and drunk driving because she didn't stop him, like, and that's a very real thing. It's very like true to the real world, but like it just doesn't feel right in this. You know,
There's
like
a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't feel earned. I think overall,
that's it
in this movie.
And but also this one is very brutal and gory,
Yes.
and it feels more gory than the last ones, and it feels gory in a way that just feels just not fun. Like
They're
not
going
even,
for
like,
shock value more than for
It's
like
too much
hey,
shock
here's a horror
value.
moment. Yeah.
it's too much. Like I can stand my favorite type of horror movies are the obsession backroom style where it's suspense and what's in the shadows and what's
A
coming
little more
after you.
psychological. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of slashers and like super gory, like over the top body horror, like Saw movies and Hostel and stuff aren't my
Like
jam.
Evil Dead movies.
Like Evil Dead movies, I see them for this podcast.
Yep.
And like I just didn't have a good time with this one because the entire and this is a me thing because like I think my threshold is Evil Dead Rise because in this one I'm like, no.
Yeah, there's a moment where the son has finally killed his. First off, boy, how many times in this film did you have to tell us that the son is like a coward, right? Like you showed us, and then you showed us again, and then you showed us again, and I was like waiting for the character development to come in, and it just never really did. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's
but-
also because
He eventually
It's-
finally smashes his girlfriend's face in. She's a deadite. Surprise. And then later his dad, as a deadite, smashes his face into her face. That's
Think so?
smashed in, and that was just gross. But like,
there's also
not even.
Deadites making out.
But it also didn't like. Yeah, there's also like a makeout scene, like
Weird.
and like that. Actually, here's the funny. Okay, the makeout scene where the mom who has dementia and became a deadite at some point is motivating the daughter who is the son's mom to make out with her husband who's at the window as a deadite, like, and let him into the house all vampire style, felt like a French movie to me. I was like, oh, this is a French movie for sure. Like, that was the most French the movie felt the entire time. But like, also, I kind of just laughed at that scene. I'm like, what is she doing? Like, what is the metaphor you're crafting here? That like, I think I get it that the movie's about grief and how people process it and stuff, but like, you didn't show me the processing. You know, like nobody's really
Yeah,
processing.
no.
They're kind of
The
all
time
stuck
jump.
in a stage of grief. Yeah, which just gets. If that's the point, great, you did it. It just gets boring for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, I'm with you. It seems like a lot of this was just for shock value. It seems like the movie itself just doesn't feel completely fleshed out, which I guess
No.
is, you know, at the end of the day, that's kind of the end all be all of it. It's if you're a horror fan and you want some blood, you want some guts, you want some gore, you want some people saying some nasty things to each other, go ahead. Watch
it's fine.
It's fine
in that sense.
But here's a really good example of how the movie doesn't feel earned. There's the scene where she's stabbing, I think, the brother, the one who was alive. Like, he's a deadite now. Whoever it is, she's stabbing one of the deadites. I can't even remember who it was. And she's trying all these different blades that came out of a duffel bag that that look like Kandarian daggers. And then she pulls one out of her pocket that's been on her the whole time. But like, this is the one that they zoomed in on earlier, so you already know. But then on top of that, and this is what ruins the moment, she looks at it and it says Kandar. And I'm like,
some self-branding right there.
I just imagine
the other side says kills deadites.
There's the meeting of the circle of wise men, and one of them's like, "Don't worry, guys, I wrote Kandar on the dagger, so we would know which one it is." And like the other guy's like, "Bill, what the fuck are you talking about? It's the only one that looks like a whittled knife.
It's
the only one that looks like a Native American relic. What are you talking about?"
I do like that the dagger looks like that, and it's not some fancy blade. You know, like I do.
Yeah,
kind of
but
like
that's just Indiana Jones in it. You know, like
oh
the
god,
fucking,
it is.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, like
okay.
they're just like, which one's the chalice, and it's like the fucking wooden one because that's what they would have had. But
yeah.
like, it's So like, even that moment just felt unearned because then she looks at it and it says Kandar. Like, to me, that almost was it's the nail on the head moment that just it kills me when I'm in a movie. It like really takes me out of it. I'm like, oh, you wrote it, so we know. Got it. Thank you for telling us by writing it on the thing.
You already showed us. Don't need to tell us.
You already showed. Yeah, like just have her. It doesn't have to say Kandar. Just have it look all fucked up. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Also, the still living humans in this movie get absolutely fucked up by the deadites in ways where I feel like they should have had more broken bones and like cuts and stuff. Like, at one point, the brother whose name is like, I don't know, Greg or Bill or something, he gets his face smashed through like an entire set of shelves and then gets up and like it's not any worse than it was before it got smashed through the shelves. And I'm like, huh? Like, this is Evil Dead. There should be something messed up here. And then, and the ending sequence, I think, was probably the only time that real suspense came in. She like falls into a hole and stabs her leg, and then it's gonna fill up. But then she like throws just a random pocket knife into the tar, and she's like, "Go get the dagger," and the deadite just jumps in. Once again, it just doesn't feel
Was it a
earned.
regular dagger? I saw this movie on Thursday.
She just throws like a regular knife. It wasn't even the dagger, I don't think.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
like,
she does, because it's like she's trying to trick the deadite.
Yeah, and then at the end of the movie, like, we kind of get like this fake out, like, is she or is she not a deadite now? Like, I don't know.
Well, she's got the dagger to kill herself if she is.
Whatever the case is. Like, just bad. Honestly,
it's
bordering
not
on
for me.
garbage. I feel like if I watched it again, I might even call it garbage. But
If I watched it again, I would throw up. Just kidding.
You would, because you don't
No.
like this kind of stuff.
No, it's just not.
Yep.
Anyways.
I just remembered Sam Neill was in Event Horizon,
He was also in.
which is my favorite horror movie.
I'm surprised
actually.
we didn't bring that up when we talked about. Yeah,
That's my favorite horror movie, actually.
That's a really good
Wow.
horror movie.
That's a really good one. Wait for this to come out. If you don't have an unlimited pass, don't go see this in theaters. I hate saying stuff like that, but genuinely, like this, you can pass on this one. I hope the next one's better if they make another one. I hope they have a way of convincing me to go and see Evil Dead again, because genuinely the 2013 one
I know how to do it, Kevin.
Amazing. What?
Let's
Bring back
write it
Ash.
ourselves.
Okay, let's do it ourselves.
Necromonicon gets sent.
The Necromonicon.
Necromonicon.
Necronomicon.
A page from it gets stashed in the spacesuit of an astronaut, and they're going on a space voyage, and we do Evil Dead, no one can hear you scream in space.
Evil Dead in space.
And there should be an alien that has acid blood that fights another alien that's really good at hunting things, and then they could all fight.
That'd be great.
That'd be great.
I'd watch it.
I'd watch it. I made it up. I'd still watch it.
Dude, I'd watch that. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's it. That's all I really got on
That's all
this
I got.
one. there's not much else to say about it. We got some jams for you guys, and then we're going to get out of here because the Odyssey comes out this week, and we'll probably have a lot more to talk about when it comes out.
Can't wait.
I wish I had more to talk about with this film. I can't stress that enough. Odie, what's your jams this week?
Okay, Kevin, have you heard of a little show that was made in Australia called Upright?
No.
Okay, so this, to my knowledge, is where one Millie Alcock got her start. It stars her
cool.
and a guy named Tim Minchin, who created and wrote it.
I love Tim Minchin.
Now, I will say, if you're in the U.S., unless you use like a VPN or something, I only know of this being on an app called Plex, and you get 2 3-minute ad breaks. So just be ready for that. But
That's fine.
this show is fucking phenomenal.
Really?
This instantly became one of my favorite shows
Ever.
of all time. Like, in my
Wow.
top 10, no questions asked. It's about a man named Lucky who 8
Okay.
years ago had some stuff happen with his family, and so he moved from Perth on the western side of Australia all the way to Sydney on the eastern side. He used to
Yes.
be in a band with his brother. He's a really talented musician, and he took his grandma's piano when he moved to Sydney. Now, 8 years later,
Oh.
he's
Tim
going
Minchin.
back to
Yep.
Perth to see his family, and he's bringing the piano with him
Love
when
it.
he runs into a 16-year-old Millie Alcock. She's not 16 in real life. She's 16 in the show. Her name is Meg, and he sideswipes her. She sprains her wrist and like breaks her radial, and so he has to drive her to the hospital. And then through 16 the first season is one adventure. The second season is another adventure that all connect. But through the next 8 episodes, these two, this 43-year-old man and the 16-year-old girl, travel across Australia, sharing their trauma, sharing their hardships, getting into issues, disagreeing with each other, hating each other, learning to like each other. And there's so much in this show, Kevin, that is done so well. There's the slow trickle of information throughout the course of the 8 episodes about what Meg is going through, what Lucky is going through, how they're dealing with it, why they're on this journey with each other. And I don't know how nobody saw this show and put Millie Alcock in everything afterwards. Like, this is pre-House of the Dragon. Like, this role...
When did this
feels
come out?
like
What year? Do you know?
2018, the first season, 2022, the second, or 2019, the first season.
Okay.
2019 and 2022. She would have been like 17, 18 when she filmed the first season, and then around like 21 probably for the second season.
Yeah.
There's a time jump in between seasons too, but she's incredible in this. Like, better than she is in House of the Dragon, better than she is in Supergirl, better than Sirens. Like, this role that she's in, she's like, she does it beautifully. Like, it's such a good show all around. It's got beautiful moments. It's really well done.
Yeah.
It's clearly like a low budget. It's Australian, which makes it fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's... Oh, I thought you were going to go.
No, go.
No, I
was
like,
waiting for you. We both just took a breath and went,
We just don't take a breath.
and just stared at each other like high noon style, like, all right, shoot it.
Your turn?
You shoot.
I
Who's the
watched
sheriff?
this. I watched this over the course of 2 days, just in between doing stuff over the weekend. They're 30-minute episodes, 16 episodes in total. It's honestly, like, I'm surprised more people haven't been talking about this with Millie Alcock being in the press recently with like Supergirl and stuff, because this to me instantly became like the Millie Alcock role, if that makes sense.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like
So,
that.
Yeah.
I have a couple other thoughts on Evil Dead. I know we're in the jams. So Evil Dead 2013 was directed by Fede Alvarez, right?
Oh, yeah.
Fede Alvarez also did Alien
Don't
Romulus.
Breathe. Oh, yeah.
And Don't Breathe. Yeah. And you can tell when you're thinking about the movies that Fede Alvarez has done. And Fede Alvarez is a renowned horror director at this point. Evil Dead Rise was directed by Lee Cronin. We technically got an Evil Dead movie this year, but it was The Mummy. It was Lee Cronin's The Mummy. We actually talked about it when we covered Lee Cronin's The Mummy, that was our Evil Dead movie this year. So,
Yeah.
all things considered,
I didn't like that
don't
movie, though.
count this one. No, I did like that one. I don't count this one as an Evil Dead movie, and I count Lee Cronin's The Mummy as the sequel to Evil Dead Rise and not this.
But I didn't like The Mummy.
That's fine. I did.
I don't want it to be my sequel, Kevin.
Well, it's mine though.
But it's not mine.
But it's mine.
You interrupted my jam to tell me that you
do you have more jams?
I had one more jam, Kevin.
Hit me with your jam.
No, I don't want to. You tell me yours.
Lee Cronin's The Mummy is an Evil Dead movie. Go. What's your jam?
No. Little artist. She's like small on YouTube, and that's the music app I use. But stop it.
Go ahead.
But one of her songs, "Care," was featured in the Supergirl movie, and so I found her through that and been listening to her discography. Her name is Hannah Vu. Really talented. Got a couple albums out, a lot of good songs, very chill, very emotionally driven. She's got like happy songs, sad songs, all kinds. Really, really good.
Cool.
Really liked her song "Care" in Supergirl. So if you saw that and you like the song that plays when she puts her headphones on and Crypto's destroying her bed, that's the artist, and she's pretty good.
I like that. I got a few jams.
I have more thoughts on Evil Dead Burn. So
Go ahead.
They kill the dog twice, and that pissed me off.
Oh, yeah.
Because
no,
the dog's
sucked.
name is my dog's name.
Yeah. I think we were both just so done with that movie that like we kind of passed over some of like the thoughts that we had.
Yeah.
You know, like we had other thoughts, but I genuinely like I sent you a voice memo after I saw it. I was like, that was bad.
No.
I actually, my palate cleanser is one of my jams this week.
Oh, let's do it.
So my palate cleanser, Victoria Wilson, came on Smarty Pants this week and did a presentation on why we need more gays in government, and everybody should watch that. It's hilarious. Because it's specifically her reasoning for, or their reasoning, I don't know their pronouns, but their reasoning for us needing more gays in government was that everyone is chopped. And it only gets more hilarious from there. So I highly recommend everybody check out Smarty Pants. Once again, this is a plug for Dropout. They pay us no money. We are not sponsored by Dropout. We just love them.
Love Dropout.
Please get that app. It's the best bang for your buck as far as entertainment goes, and they will not charge you more money unless you say that you want to pay more money. And then they don't even promise you anything extra for it. They just say, hey, if you want to, feel free to give us more money.
Pretty much.
Yeah, which is great. Because they don't believe in tiered subscriptions and the way that people are running their businesses now. And I love that about them. My other jams this week, because I've got a couple, and I do say jams. Bring Me the Horizon released, or rather re-released, their album Count Your Blessings. Now, this was a 2006-2007 deathcore banger. This album brought deathcore to the masses. Like, there were a bunch of little emo and scene kids who overnight became deathcore fans because of this album. This album is called Count Your Blessings Repented. It has a new single called Dehumanized.
Yeah. We talked about that.
It starts with the single Pray for Plagues. It has amazing tracks on it. I've listened to it a fuck ton this week because it is so good. Honorary mention on the back end of that, because I was listening to it today, Ladrones, the Mexican metal band. And the reason I say Mexican metal band, or rather a Latino metal band, is because everything is in Spanish and they lean into mariachi a lot, but they're also heavy metal. And I cannot recommend. Metal is like my new favorite. Like metal is like my fusion cuisine. Like metal music at this point is like cooking. Like it's like taking everything. Like you're like, I bought groceries for this week, but I only have a wok to cook in. Right, so you just everything's getting wok cooked. So it's all getting stir fried together.
Why
it doesn't matter what it is.
You're not supposed to do that. That's a bad idea.
Metal.
Don't do that.
That's what metal is. You're just throwing everything in there.
Don't put all your groceries in a wok.
Not all of it, but
that's
like,
not
you know
certified
what I mean?
by the
you're
chef.
Like, oh, it's taco night. Yeah, I guess we're stir frying it all in a wok. Like that's what metal feels like to me at this point. Because you got Bill Murray, right? Bill Murray just got nominated for a few awards. They're metal and country. You've got Ladrones. They're metal and Spanish, right? Like Latino music. You've got your classic Swedish deathcore. Metal's just all over the place, and it keeps crossing genres. You got sexy baby making sleep token metal. You've got your cutting edge EDM, Bad Omens, pop metal. You've got like,
Dare you.
that's
they made
what they
one
are.
EDM
I'm not
album.
wrong.
One.
I'm not
One,
wrong.
where they partnered with other artists, and now
I'm
you're
not
putting
wrong.
them in that category. No,
You've
you're
got
wrong.
your gent. You've got. There's so much going
Thank
on
you, everybody, for
in the
listening to
metal
this
space right
episode.
now.
Pop podcast.
Genuinely, and I just love it, man, because it's so funny. Like, there were multiple points in my life growing up where I didn't know that, like, there were multiple points where I'm like, oh, I don't know if metal's gonna fall off for me as a music genre, but it might, because, like, you know, you grow up and people are like, you're just going through a phase if you're listening to like crazy music, right? And as a kid, I genuinely believed people. I was like, well, whatever, if it's just a phase, I enjoy it. And like, here I am, literally 30 years later, you know, still loving this genre more than any other genre. And I sometimes I kind of step back and look at it from the outside, and I'm like, wow, what a cool thing to have had my whole life.
This is for you, Kevin. It's a kiss, because I was made for loving you, and that you is rock metal. There, I tied it all together.
Thanks.
This Kiss has that song, and you love it, and we love it. And
I've got bad news for you. Kiss isn't metal.
Kiss is so metal. I don't
Kiss
know
is
any
not
other.
metal.
I know like 3 Kiss songs.
They're not metal. They are glam rock. But last jam. And
How many? Dude, we're gonna be here all fucking day.
I had 3 total, and I gave an
this
honorary
is your
mention.
4th.
This one was an honorary mention that
That's
doesn't
still
count.
a chance. It still
It doesn't count. It doesn't count. My last jam. Some of my cast members from American Idiot that I was in earlier this year, and I have inadvertently started a book club. A book club reading what, you ask? Go ahead, ask me.
I'm not.
Ask me.
I'm not gonna do this
the
bit with you.
question.
What novels and graphic novels and comic books are you reading in your clubby club, Kevin?
Well, I'll tell you, Odie. We are reading Crescent City by none other than our mother, Sarah J. Maas, who wrote the ACOTAR series that I had an entire episode on 2 years ago with my friend Gwen. And me and my girlies, boy, are we just getting right through this and having a great time. Here's the thing that I want to say about this jam. I read ACOTAR. It's fine. If you're a romanticy person, you'll love it. I tried to get into the Assassin's Blade and like the Throne of Glass thing. It totally fell off for me. I don't know if maybe it's just the voicing. Maybe I don't identify with the character enough. Maybe I just don't like the pacing or the plot holes. But it was not great. I also found out much later Throne of Glass was the first book series that Sarah J. Maas ever published. So she was probably like in her early 20s writing. I bet if I wrote a book in my early 20s, it would suck too. This book, this series started in 2023. It is the most mature her writing has been, not only in form but in voice. It's amazing. It's a detective thriller. It's got angels and demons and vampires and werewolves and like fucking just everything that you could ever throw into it. And you're like, how would that ever work? But it does. It feels very akin to A Wolf Among Us. Did you ever play that Telltale game, A Wolf Among Us?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I fell asleep. I didn't know we were still going.
Did you ever play that Telltale game, A Wolf Among Us?
No, I did not.
Okay, it feels very much like that. It's a very good book series. I'm having an amazing time reading it. I actually
I'm
highly
glad.
recommend
That's good.
it. It's a nice break. Like, here and there, I'm in the middle of like the densest Stormlight Archive book by Brandon Sanderson, and still loving that, but like taking breaks and reading whole books in between certain chapters.
Oh.
And like, yeah.
I have another
What?
jam because I've been also reading.
Go ahead.
I'm reading All-Star Superman right now, which is really good.
Oh, hell yeah.
Really, really good. I'm
I
reading a
love
lot
that.
of comics. I ordered a bunch of deluxe editions for my birthday last month, and
Oh, cool.
I got Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, which I just got through. I'm
That's
on
good.
All-Star Superman, and then next
Yeah.
up is both of the Secret Wars for
Ooh,
Doomsday.
yeah.
But I was going to say, Kevin, something I
What?
wanted to try since we're this far in.
Since we're so far.
To our lovely listeners, before
Yeah.
we sign off, curious, just to make you feel more engaged, if you would so happen to like to be.
Jim, this question's for you.
Email us your favorite horror movie and or horror movie franchise. Like,
Oh.
curious to know what other people like in horror movies. It could be anything horror movie related. If you want to talk about,
Yeah.
if you want to tell us what your favorite ones were, your favorite franchise, which ones you liked this year. We'd love to know some thoughts about what you guys think about horror movie franchises. And if we get some emails, we'll
Well, you
talk about them.
You upload these to YouTube too, so they can comment on YouTube.
Yeah,
You can
either one.
comment on Spotify. You can email us.
We'll read.
mysecretpoweris@gmail.com.
We'll read some of them out.
We should. I think that'd be
should.
great. You know what, Byron? I know you're listening. You should email us.
Not Byron.
Chris.
Not him.
I know. Chris.
Just kidding, Byron. You can.
Jim. Abby. Send the stuff in.
Carl, Luke, Mark, Bryson, Zach.
All other 221 listeners.
I'm just naming a bunch of random names. Matthew, Mark, Luke,
Zach,
John,
Matt, Brad,
Moses, Abraham, Judas.
Thanks,
Jesus.
everybody, for listening to another episode
I went to the
of
Bible.
the UnPop Podcast. Thank you for weathering this absurd existence with us. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you have any concerns about our mental health, subpoenas, or you would like us to podcast live at your funeral, please email mysecretpoweris@gmail.com, like our friend Jim did. Jim, who's going to be on doing close-up magic next week. Art by FrankAce. Music by Moana. We'll see you next week. We're talking the Odyssey, baby. You were so mad about my jams.